Hey everyone, Cerise here from CeriseFairfax.com. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so this week we are going to get into a bunch of questions. Here, let me set the questions over here on the side. There they are. So feel free to send me your questions. I do have a few questions that a few people sent me through text just right now before the webinar started, so I'll be sure to answer those. And I will see your questions on the side, and I'll answer them as we go through them. Now, today, what I thought we would speak about in terms of dreams is pregnancy, and also when you're dreaming about if someone approaches you on the street and they are talking to you, laughing at you, smiling at you, or something of that nature, because I wanted to address one of the dreams today that will apply to that. Okay, so first of all, the reason why I wanted to talk about dreams in terms of dreaming when you're pregnant is because sometimes you can dream your child. And it's interesting what you will dream. When I was pregnant with my son, and what would happen is I didn't really dream him per se. I dreamt his face coming out of my belly like a balloon, but I saw it from outside of me. So in my dream, I had his belly, well, his face come out of the belly, and I looked, and it was his face and how he looks right now. But it was all like skin was all over it, but it was still his features and how he looks right now. And I knew he was a boy in my dream, and I said, I'm having a boy. And I knew it as soon as I woke up. And I think I was about 5 months pregnant at the time. Now, when it comes to my daughter, I had a very different dream with her. I had a dream that she was a beautiful, tall Asian woman, and she had long, 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 long black hair like Pocahontas. And she came off an airplane. So as I was pregnant, I had a dream about this beautiful, tall girl, and then she came off the airplane. So now, many, many years later, that my daughter is grown, she's 24 years old, she looks like that young lady who I saw on the airplane in my dream, coming off the airplane in my dream. So I know that my daughter is going to do some traveling when she is a woman, because I was dreaming not only my daughter, but also the future. Right now, my daughter has cut her hair off for healthy reasons and everything. She's regrowing it. But yes, her hair is beautiful. And she also is very tall. And she looks somewhat Asian, her eyes. So let's get down to basics. If you know someone who's pregnant right now, you could actually predict their dreams. Have fun with them. Have a lot of fun, actually. Ask them what their dreams are and what they're dreaming. And then if they're dreaming about water, you know how it goes, because if you watched the webinars before, when we dream about elements, they actually tell us things. Now, the elements are, I'll go through them quickly now: water, fire, earth, and air. And water represents emotions, fire represents action, earth represents security and stability, pretty much. I'm just running over them. And then air will represent higher ideas and spiritual growth and stuff of that nature. So, of course, if you missed the other webinars, they are on YouTube. Check them out. Now, I don't see any questions on the side here yet. So what I'm going to do is just answer the text messages that I have here on my phone. Okay. Cerise, why is it that oh, why is it that my son pees the bed at night and he won't get up when he's in the middle of his sleep? Interesting. Okay, well, we all know it's very common for children, so we're not laughing at the child, but a lot of the times when a child sleeps and pees the bed, of course, there are other issues around it. Sometimes there's emotional issues, and it could be that the child is just tired and too lazy to get up in the middle of the sleep. And then there's also obviously physical reasons. The child might be really large, like tall, and the bladder is not really, holding as well as it should. In my daughter's case, that was so not peeing the bed, but when it came to her actually being taller than her bladder. That's where I learned that many years ago. So, in terms of your son peeing the bed, what you can do is obviously not give him too much water before bed. But if you find that you're not giving him water, because I'm pretty sure you're already on top of that, right? So, if you're already on top of it and you're not giving him too much water, then you have yourself a deep sleeper. And it means that he is enjoying himself in the sleeping world. He is planning his life. He's going backwards into time. He is playing in the present, and he is going into the future to plan different excursions for himself, different little events, little things that are going to happen. So I'm going to assume intuitively that you do a lot of things with your son and that you are very family oriented, because if you weren't, he wouldn't be having the deep sleep dreams. I would suggest to you that you ask him what he dreamt about the night before when he did pee. You just, like when you're changing the sheets or whatever. I'm not sure if he pees the bed and realizes he's wet and then comes to you, or if he sleeps all night long in it. Whenever, when you're changing the sheets, ask him. Say, so did you have a dream last night? What did you dream about? And get him accustomed to speaking about his dreams. And once he's accustomed to speaking about his dreams, he and you will recognize that whenever he has that peeing dream, it's for a reason. I'm telling you, you'll be fascinated, because what he'll be doing is planning things for the future. He might say to you after he peed the bed that night that he had a dream of being at an adventure playground, and you have no plans to take him to any adventure playground, but then all of a sudden he gets tickets to go with a friend to an adventure playground, and you'll be able to see how often he has these unique dreams. Okay, so the next text message. I don't see any questions here. Guys, send in your questions. Don't be shy. It doesn't even matter if it's something that you don't want to share. I won't say your name. No one will know it's you. Let me look at the text message here. Okay, this message is from, I'm joking, I was going to say the name, right? No. Okay, so the message says, hi, Cerise. Sometimes when I eat a lot of food before I go to sleep, I wake up with nightmares. I hear that's common, but my nightmares are really nightmarish. I have a dream that I have a sword and I'm running through time and I'm a ninja and I'm trying to get the bad guys. And I'm a girl. This is a girl. That doesn't really matter though. It's a very interesting dream. I've heard that dream often. The dream about swords. People running with swords and being ninjas. Believe it or not. And I'm not really one to talk about reincarnation much when I'm, talking about dreams and stuff. But I do believe in reincarnation, rather. And I do know that when the people who have had those dreams of being ninja warriors are either one, a person who is very interested in Shaolin movies and watches them all the time, or if it's a female, I wouldn't even say female because I used to be interested in Shaolin movies years ago when I was in my teens, when I dated a guy who was into them. So I'd watch them with him. But so I'm not saying that a girl wouldn't be watching them. What I'm saying is, since you are a female and you're not, and you might not be watching them, it could be that you are using that sword as a way to create a difference in your life. So it's not necessarily bad guys that you're chasing. You're chasing away demons. Now, I would actually, before I even say demons, I would love to ask you first of all, are these people dressed as well in ninja suits? Or are they just like civilians on the street? Huge difference. So can you text me and let me know? Because it would be completely different. In the meantime, I see a question over here. So let me get to it. Hi, Cerise. What does it mean when in a dream you are holding a baby and washing a baby with a partner? Okay, very good question. Washing a baby with a partner. Now, is it a partner, like I'm just going to say it's a relationship partner because it's a baby you guys are washing, and that would be a relationship kind of thing and a family unit kind of thing. So, and let's just break down the dream. Okay, so you're holding a baby. A baby represents newty. It represents new things happening in your life. But it also sometimes represents a burden, or I don't want to say burden. Let me say, because children aren't burdens, right? Babies are beautiful, but responsibility. So it means that you're going to have a responsibility, and this responsibility most likely will last for a while. Now, the water represents emotions, and it represents. And if you're washing the baby with your partner, then that means that you guys are doing something in unison together, and the water represents love and emotion. Baby represents a responsibility. It could be a new relationship, it could be something of like buying a property together, or even getting involved in something like a new business. The baby would represent the business, the water would represent the emotions, the desire of the heart, and then the partnership, and the two of you are working together, which represents cooperation and common respect. And it's actually a very beautiful dream. And a lot of the times when you have dreams of bathing a baby, or even with the baby around water and everything, it usually has a lot of blessings to it. It will represent something that's going to be new. Now, don't get me wrong, if the baby is crying and screaming and kicking underneath the water and drowning and stuff like that, then it just means that there's going to be some kind of a responsibility that's going to be put on you that you're not going to like or enjoy too much. But it sounds like the dream was pretty peaceful. I guess you would let me know either way if the baby was crying or anything like that. In the meantime, I have a text message here that is responding, and it's saying that it was not civilians. They were just the people. The dream about the swords. The woman is saying that it wasn't civilians that she's chasing. What she was chasing are real bad people, she's calling them bad people because they looked bad in the dream. So they looked bad. So yeah, you're pretty much just bad people, or they look bad, represents your demons that you're chasing away. So they weren't innocent civilians on the street that you're attacking. And if they were, then that would mean that you're being a little too aggressive in your life, and that you should start rebalancing yourself. But you're not doing that. You're actually going after people who are, they don't look good. By that, I would mean that maybe they look like goblins or ghouls or something like what would be scary for a dream. And you can text me otherwise. But, so what you're doing is you're chasing your own demons away. You're trying to prepare a new life for yourself. The sword represents new ideas, and it represents going forward, slicing into the air. And what you're doing is you're getting rid of the toxins, and you're chasing away the things that make you feel smothered, or frighten you. So you could be going through a time right now where you're chasing away cigarettes. Maybe you're a smoker, maybe you're a drinker, maybe you're a shopper. It could be something that is something very normal, something very average, but lately you've been telling yourself, like for instance, coffee. You might have been telling yourself you're having too much Java. So these are the things where you could be fighting just those away. And it sounds to me like you're chasing more than one person, because you said bad men. So, pretty much what you're doing is you're chasing not only one of your shortcomings, but many, which is an awesome thing, because people should be focusing on their shortcomings at times and fix them, or grow from them. And it sounds to me like in your dream what you're trying to do is create some kind of annuity, and you're doing it very hard by being a warrior. And so that means a lot of positivity will be coming to you. You might want to mark that dream down and see when it happened and everything of that nature, because the more you write down your dreams, you'll be able to mark when they will be able to unfold. Okay, so let me see. Here I have an answer here. The baby was sweet and peaceful and wearing a pink sleeper before we bathed her. Interesting. Very interesting addition there. Okay, so pink also represents the heart chakra. Colors, they represent things in dreams. And when you have that color, it's very important. So The baby was wearing pink. So the two of you were in unison together doing something. It was a very peaceful moment, and it was a very sweet baby. The baby was just so adorable, which means you will be entering something new, and it will have something to do with emotions because of the water. And now, in addition, the pink. The pink represents the heart chakra, and the heart chakra means to open your heart to give and receive love. So there's the emotional component to the color being in the dream. Do you see how intricate it can actually get? Dreams are fascinating. Here, I have another text message here that I'm going to answer. Hi, Cerise. My uncle always dreams of having his teeth taken out by a dentist. Okay. Interesting. Now, we spoke before about teeth being rotten, teeth falling out, or teeth being loose. Teeth falling out means death. Teeth being rotten means, an illness that's going to lead to death. And then a loose tooth represents an illness that can probably pretty much be fixed, kind of thing, healed. Now, when you are at a dentist and you are getting your teeth pulled out, completely different. A dentist represents a doctor. My question to this person here is their uncle on medication? Because that could be the medication alone killing them. So I'll give you an example. In a chair at a dental office and teeth coming out represents death in a dream. Well, it could be that he has a doctor that might be, prescribing him for something, or it could be that anything. I don't want to get into personal stuff here, but sometimes addictions kind of get overboard. And it could be that he's dreaming that these pills or medication, if you will, are pretty much killing him. And he needs to stop it because it's not just one tooth, it's teeth. So it was plural in the text message. Let me check again because she just got a text message in here. Ah, I love when people text. Like, she doesn't want to text. She doesn't want to put the question on the screen right here. She's watching everything. But I'll just let you know why. She doesn't want her name to come up. You guys are ingenious out there, okay? Okay. So she just said that her uncle is addicted to oxys. So, oh, I know, oxycodons. I've heard of those before. After I got hit by the car, the doctor also tried to prescribe them to me, oxycodone or oxycodone. No, I didn't have oxycontin. I've heard of those before as well. I had the lighter version. I tried it one time. Crazy. After I got hit by the car 4 years ago, I wasn't even able to move my arm. I had to learn how to use it again. They gave me those pills, and I'm telling you, I couldn't feel my arm, and I should have felt it, right? But if your uncle is addicted to those, then that is a demon. That is a beast. That is not something that's like really good. And he's dreaming about it. So he needs to go get his liver checked. And, he needs to make sure that he at least, I mean, come on, we're all addicted to something at some time. It could be something good. It could be something bad. It could be something that destroys our mind, something that destroys our body, something that may even destroy our soul. So we're not here to judge. So I'm just saying, I'm not judging your uncle. What I'm going to say too is just so he can clean out his liver, he should be drinking some dandelion tea. He's still going to do his little addiction on the side. And, this is just a warning to him. So when you tell him about this dream, he might be like, oh, wow, holy mackerel. And that's awesome. It can get him thinking. Maybe he's already thinking about it because he's having that dream. It's his spirit struggling with him. But he still needs to be in the process of cleaning out his body if he's taking all that medication. He needs to make sure his colon is cool because he's a man, and prostate cancer can be created from colon issues as well. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I've just heard people over the years have prostate issues because they've had like continual colon issues as well over the years. But I'm just saying too, I know that your uncle probably is onto himself. Again, dandelion tea leaves. He can buy it from Loblaws. He can get it in a leaf form by the kale and also by the chard. And all he does is take it home, chop it up. He can dry it if he likes. or he can just put it in a pot and boil it and drink the juice, drink the water. Okay, so make sure he does that. That's your health lesson for today, guys. Sorry about that. Sometimes I just go on. Let's look at the time. 7:21. So we have 9 minutes left. 9 minutes. I feel like I want to break out in a song. All right, but I'm just going to answer this text here. Oh, so the uncle does know that he has a problem. The uncle has been thinking about putting himself into a treatment center, and he has had colon problems. Wow. Okay. He's had colon problems. So I'm just looking at my text messages here. He's had colon problems, and so obviously it's all connected to his issue, and it seems like he's on top of it because he is going forward. So now back to dreams. I had a dream the other night that I was walking down the street, and I was in a certain area, and there was all kinds of cobblestone roads and everything of that nature, and I couldn't figure out where I was. I was having a happy time, and then I went into the ladies' room. And as I was in the ladies' room, I went all the way down a corridor, and I went into like a washroom stall that was off from everyone else. But there was a lot of ladies in there. And I was surprised that so many ladies would be in there at that time of day. So now what happened was, what was it? Yesterday, I believe it was. Yesterday, I ended up down at the distillery district. For those of you who are watching from overseas or from around the world, the distillery district is in downtown Toronto, and it used to be a brewery, and it was so awesome, and now it's very vintage. They closed it all down for many, many years, and now they have restored it. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. Actually, I have a video on my YouTube about it if you want to check it out. So it has cobblestone roads, because when they restructured everything, when they rebuilt it and refurbished everything in there, they didn't bother renovating the roads. They left them cobblestone, and that's where I ended up yesterday. I was on the cobblestone road, but now my dream didn't come to me right away. Didn't even think about that yet, and I wasn't even planning on going to the distillery district. It was just off the whim. So now here I am, decide to go wash my hands in the washroom, and there was no paper towel. So, and there was the blow dryers are being used by a lot of women who were in there. And I was like, wow, this is like, the middle of the day, yesterday on a Tuesday. And I'm like, there's a lot of people down here at this time. So I go into this washroom stall, but the washroom stall I went to was the one in my dream. And bam, my dream came to me like just a sunshine. I was like, oh my gosh. And yes, I still get freaked out about them too. We all do. We all have that innocence in us, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, I had this in my dream. And I got some toilet paper, and I was wiping my hands and everything. And then I was walking out, and I tried to pick up other things that maybe I missed. And now I'll pick up, now that my dream is triggered. And I remembered, oh, the cobblestone roads. Okay, I was meant to come. So my spirit, the other day planned this for me, and I didn't even have any clue I was going to go. So my spirit had all its own fun. So that's what I'm saying. My spirit already enjoyed the moment in the dream, and now my body just kind of was led to it. So those dreams we will have as well. Those are very open-ended dreams, I call them. They're very clear and very precise, and we don't always have them all the time. I don't always have them all the time, but for the most part, it pretty much is like that. But don't expect to have them if you don't have them. And if you're just a symbolic dreamer and you don't have straightforward dreams like that, then that's fine too. Because some people just dream symbols. And, it's not even, it doesn't mean that their dreams are any less important or any harder or any more difficult or easier to interpret. Hold on, I got a text message here. And then we're going to go because it's 7:25. Unless any of you guys have any questions, send them along. But thank you for joining. And here's the next text message. Hi, Cerise. I've been running through a jungle in my dreams for the last few years now. It happens more when my mother-in-law is visiting. I'm always trying to fight through trees and fight through rubbish. Okay, well, I'm going to get all you to predict this right now. Because, see, fight through trees. Tree is nature. Okay, so nature is like earth too, but it also represents stability and security. A lot of the times my clients will say certain things to me about, a tree or a bush or whatever. Like, sorry, I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me continue on with this dream. So, going through all kinds of vines and going through all kinds of like wood and jungle and everything. It's only when her mother-in-law is there. So she's feeling stuffy with her security. Her security is not there as it would be if she was not, if the mother was not visiting. I'm not trying to insinuate here or trying to assume that you have a negative relationship with your mother-in-law, but sometimes it's just a natural instinct for a woman to want to go overboard or overthink or something of that nature, and they don't need to, but then sometimes they do need to because the mother-in-law could just be horrid. So I'm not insinuating anything. If you want to send the text, and I can, definitely read it out to everyone, but if she is a horrid person, then that is, if she's just horrible and she's just not very nice to you and not very loving and not very understanding of who her child picked, then you shouldn't allow that to weigh on your heart, and that could be the reason that you're going through all those sticks and everything in the woods and everything in the jungle and everything. It's your spirit feeling like it's feeling trapped in. And I'm wondering if there's any mountains at all, like jungle mountains and waterfalls and everything, because the waterfall would represent the passionate emotions that you have about everything, and then the cliffs and everything would also represent that fear, and it would really show you that your internal spirit, how it feels towards your mother-in-law. Now, if your mother-in-law is very kind and very sweet and very loving, and one of those mother-in-laws that are just down to earth and she just goes with the flow, then it could be that you really appreciate her very much and that you're just trying a little too hard to please her, and you don't even need to really do that much. Just she probably is just cool with a little bit of food and love, and when she's visiting you, see the grandchildren if you got them, because I pick up kids, so you might just want to just go with the flow, you know. Okay, here's a text message from her. She is a very nice woman at times, but very unpredictable most of the time. When she's nice, she's nice. When she's here, she complains. First thing right there, complains. And also up and down, up and down. Sometimes she's sweet, sometimes she's sour. You never know how to predict her. You never know what's going on. Of course you're going to be stuck in the woods. Because that's exactly what the old saying is, stuck in the woods, feeling like you don't know which way to turn. And when they're like, what's wrong with you? Your head's stuck in the woods, boy? Something like that. I think that's how it goes, Well, I'm going to tell you that that's exactly what's happening. So, and it's not your fault. It's just how she's affecting your spirit. So my suggestion in this case is when she starts to act up, all you really need to do is just sit back, hold your tongue. Don't even allow her to annoy you, but make it clear that you are not involving yourself in her negativity. Make it clear somehow. You don't need to do it in a mean way, but you can just kind of even say to her, I don't know, maybe we can change the topic and talk about something else, or right now I understand where you're coming from, but can we just, maybe cool down on this topic? I don't know, really. What I'm feeling is that you need to be a little bit more straightforward with her. If she's so unpredictable and she's up and down, then perhaps you just got to take it as it is. Be straightforward with her, like I said, but don't be afraid of her at all. Sounds like she has a few issues of her own that she just needs to learn how to deal with. Okay, everyone, it is 7:30 on the dot. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. CeriseFairfax.com. Please do join the past webinars, or watch them and do some research, because there's some valuable information in all the videos, and you never know, one of the dreams that I spoke about might be one that you've had in the past. Again, thank you for joining me. God bless you guys all around the world, and take care. Bye-bye.